Today, we're making my favorite general's pastry. Do you know Napoleon won over 80% of his battles?
I didn't know that, Tom. Why don't you tell us more?
He became a general at 26. He took over France without firing a single shot.
Perhaps my mocking tone was not clear.
These look very intricate and difficult to make. We're going to show you how easy it is. We're going to infuse this pastry cream in here, and we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful time. And as always, please don't watch this show with adult supervision. Welcome, everybody. Today we are making a crème pâtisserie. That's not how you say it, but we're making a French cream, similar you would find in a Boston cream donut. And
everyone's favorite donut. The best donut. King of the donuts, the Boston cream.
Really? We're making French cream, like you would find in a Boston cream donut or in a tart or in a Napoleon. It's a great cream. Really simple. Everyone should know how to make it. 2 cups of milk. We want this to come to a boil eventually, but we want to start heating it up. Now, follow with me here because the French are assholes and they make things difficult. So we need 3 yolks, 3 large egg yolks. I watched the whole thing about how real chefs don't crack eggs on anything but a flat surface, but I'm not a real chef, so fuck it. Fuck it. We need another egg?
Stop screaming.
Alexa's listening. Get out of my house, Bezos. You got your own 72 houses you could fucking creep on. Just get out of there. What else? It's Jeff Bezos' fault, not mine. We got a nice low medium heat. We got a 1/2 cup of sugar. We want to add a little bit here, maybe a 1/4 of it. Don't worry about measuring. Don't need to measure. We're doing this so when we add this hot liquid to the eggs, we can temper it a little bit better. Ooh, look at that beautiful color. That's what happens when you're using the right kind of eggs. Beautiful. You just want to add a little bit of sugar here because we're going to add some hot liquid to it and we don't want scrambled eggs. So this is going to help us temper it a little bit. We get this heating up nice. Now we're going to add the rest of our sugar here to our milk. 1/2 cup of sugar is all you need. We're going to make a beautiful Napoleon.
Napoleon.
A little whisk in here. I think it was like my height. Short King Summer for sure. We got 5 teaspoons of cornstarch. We're going to go in here. We got some steam coming off. We want to lower this heat just a little bit. I want to talk about this Ridley Scott movie and how bad it was, but not a single fountain was mentioned. We got our sugar, our cornstarch in here. We are going to throw vanilla bean, a nice teaspoon, a healthy teaspoon because we like to be healthy.
Look more like 3.
A little bit of a pinch of salt. We want to get in here. We want this to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, it's going to stop. But first, we want to do this. This is warming up. We want to get a couple ladles here of this milk. You want to make sure there's no lumps from the cornstarch, so just give it a check. If you're really nervous, you can add some milk to your cornstarch and kind of break it up that way. But so we want 1 ladle in here. Give this a little whisk. This is, again, just to temper the eggs so we don't get an omelet. We're going like this. Beautiful. Love it when we do things right the first time by accident.
Every now and then.
We're just warming up this egg so we don't get, it's called tempering.
You said that several
Back into
times.
chemistry, you know. Get this mix in here. Have I complained about the fountains yet?
Yep, excessively and egregiously.
We want this to come to a boil. Right when it starts to boil, we're going to cut the heat off and we're going to throw our butter in it. So you got 4 tablespoons of cold butter. I'm going to grab that out of the fridge really quick. You want to be very attentive because this can happen quickly. We are going to use 2 tablespoons of wheat butter and we're going to use 2 tablespoons of regular butter, unsalted. We're going to put 150 milligrams in our Napoleon and we're going to see how many pieces we cut it in, but each one's going to be probably like 15-20 milligrams. Beautiful for nap time.
Nap time.
Ooh, you should feel this getting thick. Don't fuck with it too much. Ooh, there's a little. Remember, right when we see this boil, this is when we're going to shut off the heat. Butter's an emulsifier, so we want to get the butter in here and we want to whisk really hard so all of the milk and everything that we just put together. Ooh, ooh, starting to boil. She's starting to jiggle like Evan's belly when I rub it.
Tum-tum rubs.
Put the butter in here. There's our milligrams, and we're just gonna, it's off, the heat is off. We can keep it right here. This butter, get in here, really nice. It's like a creamy custard. The scariest part about this recipe is using the saran wrap, which we have to do next. I just think it's a government conspiracy. No one really knows how to use saran wrap.
I think you put it on stuff.
Yeah, but, you know. Smells wonderful. Look at that color. Beautiful. I want this to get nice and thick. So Napoleon used to, every time he won a battle, he would drag a fountain all the way back to Josephine, and he killed so many people trying to transport these fountains. And that's love. When you're willing to kill others, that's love. Wow, this is beautiful. Gorgeous. Let's get nice and thick as soon as it starts to boil. Wow, look at this sheen. Is that what it's called? Sheen?
It's luster.
We want to try this for sure. Let's get it off the heat a little bit. Look at that. Look at this.
Wow.
Beautiful. Took us 6 minutes, maybe even less. If Evan wasn't here complaining, it would have taken me 4. We're going to make a Napoleon with this. You could pipe this into a donut and make a Boston cream. Remember, there's 150 milligrams in here. I would say there's about 2 cups total. So about 70 milligrams a cup, 75 milligrams a cup, somewhere in that ballpark. Let's give this a try. You're going to want to let this set in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Overnight is best. It reminds me of Marseille and Marcel Marceau.
That one time you were in Marseille for a few days?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds
It does,
me of?
it does, it really does. This has such a nice, complex, deep flavor. We got to get the saran wrap. We put a lot of wheat in this coffee, so things are going to go by the wayside pretty soon. Last step for our French cream is we got to let it set and cool in the fridge. If you're going to do it overnight, you could do it right in a bowl. We want to use it in a couple hours, so I'm going to do this in this lasagna pan so it's a little thinner. All right, we don't want to let this sit too long in this pot here. We don't want to let the cold air, you ever get like pudding or you make cream and you have that like skin layer on top? You don't want the skin. That is the casein protein cooling too fast. So, oh, I lost it. Okay, it's here. We're back.
You're back now.
Here, back now. All right, so you don't want to put this. Oh my God, this is the final boss. I don't know how to. Okay, we want to get this on top while it's still warm. That's going to stop that skin, and it's going to let it cool and temper in a way that is agreeable to the cream. It's like warm, you know? It makes me feel safe, feel loved.
That's all the drug.
This is the most successful saran wrap job I've ever had.
It looked really great. Everybody's very impressed.
Oh man, there's so much PTSD inside this kitchen. We'll work on that in therapy another time. All right.
Doubtful.
This is going to go in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Like I said, overnight is best. And then we'll see what we're going to do with it. We're probably going to make a Napoleon. We'll have some left over. And then maybe we can do some sex acts with it. But that might be a little glucose to home. So we'll see.
Ew.
French cream is almost ready. Let's prepare our puff pastry. We just go to our local supermarket. That's not Walmart.
Why don't we go to Walmart, Tom?
Because 60% of Walmart's employees are on food stamps, and they spend 85% of them at Walmart. So basically, the tax-paying American subsidizes their free labor. We're going to cut these into 3 rectangles. Boom, we're done. The oven's at 400 degrees. We're going to bake these. Sometimes people like to put something over the top so they don't rise that much. I kind of like a nice flaky puff pastry. No need to stunt its growth. It's not like we're Monsanto over here.
Ew.
So we're going to get these in the oven. So he's got to fit it in. So we've got the oven at 400 degrees. We're going in for 25-30 minutes until it's golden brown. And then we are going to assemble our Napoleon, and then we will take over Britain.
Not Britain.
We're just going to eat it.
We're coming for the Dutch.
We're making frosting. We got our pastries out of the oven. Our puff pastries out of the oven. They were in the oven? They were in an oven. They were in an oven. I think so. Yes. 2 tablespoons of some sort of vanilla bean from an island in Africa that is apparently more expensive than anywhere else.
Madagascar.
And we've got a 1/4 cup of milk. We don't want to add all of it just yet. We want to work it around and want this to be almost like a paste. Give it a second. Get a little bit more. She's thick. I want a little bit looser, but not much. All right, beautiful. Should be nice and shiny, and we want it to fall right off. Gorgeous. We're gonna take a little bit of this, maybe a 1/4 of it. Let's do a 1/4. A 1/4 seems good. You happy with that?
Nope.
Cool. We're gonna make the chocolate icing. We only want like a 1/4 of it. We got a 1/4 cup cocoa powder. We're gonna make our chocolate frosting. This will need some more milk for, but that's okay. We're doing it. We're doing well. You want this to be thick. How thick?
How thick?
I don't know. We'll find out soon. Beautiful. We have icing. We've got vanilla. We've got chocolate. We're gonna get these in piping bags. We're gonna do a little decoration, and then we're going to make our Napoleons. and then we can eat and get high. Maybe we could return from Mount Elba. I would like to be exiled and come back.
I think this recipe is about as close as you're going to get. Well, it does look good on you.
Similar height. So our lasagna pan of French cream has been in the fridge for probably like 4 hours now. This is exactly what it should look like. Look at this, beautiful, like a little trampoline for a French little person.
Very little.
Ooh, look at this, amazing. No skin. We didn't upset those milk proteins. Wow, look how beautiful this is. It should be, yes, beautiful. You could pipe this into a donut. You can pipe this into a pie. You could do a pastry. You could do a tart. You could do sex things. So good. And there is weed in it. You're welcome. We want to get this into our own piping bag. We're going to put half of it in here. That's going to be about 150 milligrams. So we'll keep it nice and safe for our Napoleon. Safe plant use. That's important. Our pastry dough is done. You can let it get as golden brown as you like. Ooh, look at that. Woo. She's a beaut, Clark. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Ooh, it's like a knife through pastry. Let's do a little decoration here. Decoration. It looks a lot more difficult and intricate than it actually is. But we got our little vanilla cream here. We want to cover this bad boy. That icing is going to harden. You could put it in the fridge if you want it to get a little harder. Speaking of getting hard, we need to add some of this chocolate icing to it first. Nice even strips here.
It's like a zebra cake.
Napoleon did love elephants. And then you're just going to take a toothpick and you're going to ever so slightly just...
Wow.
That's it. I watched someone in Paris do this in front of my face and I was like, these fucking assholes. I thought this was so difficult to fucking make. Look at this intricate shape. It's like a bunch of crescent moons. It's very Egyptian. All right, now it's time to pipe in our French cream. We'll finish our Napoleons. There we go, this beautiful, oh yeah. Give me that.
Now that's how I want to get piped.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah. And no bones spat here. That's what I'm looking for.
We don't need too much cream. It's got a lot of wheat in it. Just gonna go nice like this, and then nice like that. Done it. It's time for us to cut these bad boys open. Let's see. Wow, that is slutty.
You're a slut. It's a slut.
We put 150 milligrams in our French cream. We made 2 Napoleon logs, whatever we want to call them. So I'd say there's about 70 milligrams in each one. I would cut these in quarters and eat a quarter. That would be kind of my go. That's about 20 milligrams. That's the perfect amount. But let's eat these. And my buddy Chris is coming in here.
Get in there. Come on down.
Chris and I used to work at Yelp together, and we both firmly believe that Yelp sells small business information to the government. We've got this Napoleon here, Chris. This is my favorite. I love the fucking sugary glaze on the top.
Watching Dom make this was like watching my wife undress.
Is that the first time he's ever called me his wife on camera? That's awesome.
I will be your wife and I will do all of these dishes.
I wear the strap on in this relationship. Wait, I wouldn't need one, right?
Well,
You're my chef's daddy right now.
These fingers have been in my ass.
You're not the only one who takes suppositories. I get it. We both have ulcerative colitis.
After you decorate, you got to put it in the fridge and let all the flavors like get cold into the pastry. Say one last thing to the camera and we can let you wash your hands. Do you have any parting thoughts?
I don't want to wash my hands.
As a kid, this was my favorite pastry, and I always felt like this was so difficult to make. I was never going to be able to do it. And now I've gotten incredibly stoned on a weekday morning, and I've made them in 30 minutes, and I've put weed in them. So I just want to let you know that there's no activity or trade that you can't learn on your own. You don't have to go to a fancy school. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a chef either, but I'll show you how to be both. Is that the wrong way to do it? All you have to do is like and subscribe. I'm not redoing it. I'm not re-saying it. Stand by. You can be proud of yourself. You can masturbate in the middle of the day, go to sleep, all in peace with no judgment. Not from me, not from Evan, not from anyone around here. This
that's
is
not
safe.
correct.
Hit the buttons, hit the bell. Don't forget to fuck yourself today.
Fuck you, Jeff Bezos.